The next part of the assignment involves something called a design rule check, or DRC as it's known. First, let's make a new cell view, and let's call it INV2EXT of type layout. Create it, and up comes our layout window. We're going to insert into our layout some inverters, single strength type again, same way as we did before. Let's hide this little window. Whoops, I got to get the layout view. Okay, everything is fine now. And hide. It's just showing the outline. Again, if I hit Shift F, it'll show me the internals of those blocks. Hit Escape to exit that mode, F to get a full view, and Shift F to see the internals. Now what happens if we violate some design rules while doing our layout? Well, there must be some way to check. What I'm going to do is zoom in on this portion of the inverter, and I'm going to add a piece of metal 1. I'm going to add it so close to another piece that I know that it's going to violate some design rule. So I press R to create a rectangle, and then drag. I just make a small rectangle of metal 1. And you can see it's very close to the VDD connection from the source of the PFET in the leftmost inverter. I'll go verify DRC. There's another tool that also has DRC. It's called Assura. For this assignment, we'll use a tool called Diva. Somewhat of a complicated form, but I'll step you through it. First thing is click off the checkbox for Rules Library. We're going to specify exactly where the rules are, and I'm going to show you how to find them. Open up a terminal and go to this directory /cmc/kits/amskit615, then change into the tech directory, and then into our PDK directory, and it has a subdirectory, change into that. And once you're there, you'll see a directory called Diva. That's where the Diva rules are located. If you change into that directory and do a listing, you'll see 3 rule files. The one we're interested in is the Diva DRC.rule. If you look inside of it, you'll see a whole bunch of gobbledygook looking stuff, but it all makes sense. What it does is it checks through your layout for various types of errors that go against the design rules. If I type pwd, I can get my present working directory, and I'm going to cut and paste that into the rules file and add a backslash to make sure that that's a directory pointing to diva drc.rule. Everything else should be good on this sheet now. I can close that terminal. I don't need it anymore. Click Apply, and it ran the DRC, the design rule check, and you'll notice some flashing in the background now. Let's check out what that flashing is. Actually, if I zoom in on that region that I had added before, that small piece of metal, see if I can get that magnifying glass to work here. You see this flashing trapezoid between the piece of metal and the original piece of metal? I can go to Verify Markers Explain and then click on that marker, and it'll tell me what the problem is. So there's one reason there. The metal to metal spacing must be greater or equal to 0.12 microns. And then it also complains about the metal area. So that piece of metal I added is actually too small. There was a second error there, and that's one that I'd like you to think about for your assignment. I'll just delete that piece of metal, go back to Verify DRC, and just run it again. See what happens. You'll notice that the small trapezoid that was flashing in the upper left hand corner is gone. But I still have a large X through my entire drawing. And you can use verify explain to find out what Cadence is complaining about in this case. For your assignment, I'd like you to solve that problem and fix that design rule error.